Time to talk movies, and as you perhaps have guessed, we're going to talk Ant-Man with Kate Rodger. How are you, Kate?
I'm super, thanks.
Where
Paul.
even were you last week? I was here and I was talking to someone who wasn't you because you were somewhere.
I know. It's just been one of those years. It's blockbuster season. Here's a classic example. Disney pumping out these movies. This is the latest from the Marvel stable. You know, Thor.
How many
the
movies
Avengers.
are they making at the moment?
They just keep on pumping them out.
Because I go to the movies now and you see the promos at the beginning and it's like Marvel movie, Marvel movie.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, and they all make gazillions.
I've got that sound effect.
Have you?
Yeah, I've got a button. Anytime you say ka-ching.
Ka-ching.
Perfect.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, so this is the next one from Marvel.
It is, and it's an interesting one. It's been gestating for quite a considerable length of time, and originally had the wonderful filmmaker from Britain, Edgar Wright, writing and directing this film. And then halfway through the production, he got kicked off it. So it's been a very interesting journey making Ant-Man. And you pointed out a little earlier, I was exactly the same as you, even looking at the trailer. Meh, I don't care. They're shrinking a dude. It looks stupid, a little silly. Wasn't excited about it at all.
Also, why, if you shrink the Ant-Man, why would you also shrink the Ant-Man's nemesis? Wouldn't you keep him big and just go
But
dead?
the thing is, you can't do that because he's actually got the strength of a Superman.
Even though he's ant.
Even though he's an ant. So he can punch you in the face even though he's tiny. There's a whole lot of cool things about him that I didn't really realise. The upshot of this is I dragged myself along to the screening for this, not particularly excited, and loved it.
Yeah,
I'm not joking. It's actually, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
So
Which I loved,
of
actually.
Course. So
I loved it.
If you love that, you will like Ant-Man. It's got that lightness of touch. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Paul Rudd was a strangely left field casting as Ant-Man. He's excellent. Michael Douglas is in there as Hank Pym. It's all part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Now, I have only seen the trailer because I'm not a special person like you. And the trailer had some real humour in it. So there's real humour right through the movie.
Lots of great humour. There's a wonderful actor who's had lots of supporting roles over the years. Michael Pena is his name. He has the most stunningly beautiful comic timing in this film, and the script delivers in so many different levels. So the silliness of the idea of Ant-Man, this guy, just kind of didn't do it for me. It's overcome by you're carried away.
Right,
and
brilliant.
not in a guilty pleasure way. It's actually just clever humour that I thoroughly enjoyed. I think it actually is a must-see. And the great thing too, in fact, Jim, when it comes to the kids, it's not violent. It's the perfect kind of older kids movie. There were lots of little boys loving Ant-Man in the screening.
Brilliant,
so it's fun. Great to finish off the holidays
I'll tell
with
you
it.
something that I did yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
I've always I thought, I'll go and have a spa. Right. So I went to the TiVo because I am actually the only person in New Zealand that still has a TiVo unit. There were only 8 of us, I think, that bought them, and I'm the last one left, still striving, pushing the TiVo. I went to it, and Napoleon Dynamite was on it, and I thought, I was drinking a cup of tea, and I thought, I'll go to the spa in a minute. I'll just watch the beginning because I quite like the credits. I ended up just sitting there watching the whole thing. What a gorgeous movie that is!
It just is, and that's a nice way to approach it again because you sort of think, and then you just gradually get drawn into it again.
Yeah. I just watched the whole thing.
Yeah, well done, you.
New Zealand International Film Festival.
Last night with a screening of a film called The Lobster, which my partner Tristan hated, and I've just loved. You'd like it. It's quite perverse.
Is this your pick of the week?
I'm just mentioning it because it weirded a lot of people out. It's a very dark comic satire on coupledom. Anyway, no, it kicks off with a vengeance today, and Diary of a Teenage Girl is on.
So that's your pick.
That's my pick. I'm seeing it today, so perhaps we'll have a chat about it next week. It'll come back on general release. It's based on the novel, and it's about a young girl sort of discovering herself and ends up fraternising with her mother's boyfriend. I know it sounds horribly salacious, but it's apparently very entertaining.
I won't poo-poo it because it sounds salacious.
Okay, true enough. So it's a perfect movie to pick. Yes, and that kicks off a whole 17 days of the film festival before it kicks off around the country as well.
Fantastic. Oh, you're going to be crazy busy.
I am.
Right. Top 5.
Those Minions, we were just discussing them. Inside Out, wonderful.
Yep.
Minions still kicking it at the box office. It's been the school holidays, obviously,
and
so it's been about the kids.
Terminator Genesis has been up there for a while.
I know, it has. That's fine. People are still going in for Arnie. Magic Mike, obviously, for obvious reasons, there are people going to see that.
All right, so number 5, Jurassic World, then Magic Mike, Terminator Genesis, Inside Out, and Minions, as you say, at number 1.
Just doing it.
Brilliant, Kate. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Kate Rodger, our wonderful film reviewer.